Hello, everyone. This is Scott DeCamp with MLive.com here with Kyle Austin. We're here at Spartan Stadium in the aftermath of Michigan State's 49-0 win over Rutgers, snapping Michigan State's 7-game losing streak. It marks their first Big Ten win of the season. How do you assess what we saw out there today?
Well, it's something they needed. Don't tell Michigan State that it was just Rutgers because Mark D'Antoni said afterwards you would have thought that they just won the Big Ten based on the reaction in the locker room afterwards, how much they danced and celebrated. It was obviously something they needed. There was a lot of pent up anger, a lot of pent up frustration over 7 games. Things really seemed to be rolling on each other. And you know what? If they were looking at it pragmatically, you got 2 ranked teams in your next 2. I mean, if you didn't win this one, you're looking at 10 straight losses potentially at the end of the season. So I think it's a monkey off their back. Their season is still a disappointment. I mean, nobody's hiding from that, I don't think. But at least you stop the streak and you have something positive here in the season.
What I thought was interesting was it seems like leading up to this point in the season, we kept hearing when the question was asked, is it about this season yet, or is it about next season? And for the first time, it feels like today, with some of the answers we were getting in the press conferences, they were talking about the offseason coming up finally and saying that this is important as a building block.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is a team that showed up 3 true freshmen on defense today, which is something we never would have thought going into the season. 2 freshmen on the offensive line. Donnie Corley played about a quarter defense and the whole game at offense. I mean, they had freshmen all over the field, and I thought they played better for the most part. I thought Justin Lane looked good at cornerback. I thought their offensive line, the 2 guys they put in there, particularly Cole Chewins, the redshirt freshman going in at right tackle, I thought he looked really good. So I thought that was positive for them. I asked Mark D'Antoni afterwards if those guys have started to turn the corner at all, and he said freshmen don't really turn the corner until their first offseason. So I think he is expecting these guys to take a big leap, and I think we're seeing kind of their next nucleus. We saw Connor Cook and Shalik Calhoun come back today. To me, that was kind of a nucleus that brought them to their last kind of plateau. I think the young guys we've seen, what they've been able to do, I think that's your hope with your Michigan State, is that those guys can kind of become that next group that gets them back up. I don't think it's going to be as quickly. I think next season is still going to be a work in progress, but I think we've seen enough out of young guys in Michigan State this year to be pretty hopeful for the future.
What are your expectations, I guess, going into these last 2 games? Like you said, facing 2 ranked teams, top 10-ish teams, and number 5 Ohio State coming in next week.
I mean, realistically, you have to compete. You have to look like you belong out there. This is a team that was within a touchdown of Michigan late in the game, so I think they can show that if they're motivated enough, they can compete with them. I'm not sure they can have the same motivation for Ohio State or Penn State that they did for Michigan, but it's still a team with talent. We saw they certainly had a talent advantage over Rutgers today. So I think you try to keep things respectable. I mean, you're really not playing for anything tangible, but they get guys a little bit more confidence and to feel like they can play against Penn State and Ohio State. I think that would go a long way looking into next season.
Well, he's Kyle Austin. I'm Scott DeCamp, and thank you for reading MLive.com/Spartans.